Hello, friends. Welcome to week 8 of the Sabbath School Nugget. Before we begin, I want to thank Pastor Bob for his insightful thought on last week's nugget, Motivated by Hope. This week, the lesson focuses on the subject of the sanctuary, my favorite subject. Our memory verse comes from the book of Hebrews, chapter 8, verse 1 and 2. We have such a high priest who is seated at the right hand of the throne of the majesty in heavens, a minister of the sanctuary and of the true tabernacle which the Lord erected and not man. It has always been the desire of God to dwell among his people. After man sinned in the Garden of Eden, sin separated us from God. Since then, God has been on a relentless pursuit to separate us from sin and to dwell among us. So when God delivered the Israelite from Egypt, he instructed Moses in Exodus chapter 25, verse 8, and let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them. The sanctuary, built in the wilderness, consists of 3 distinct sections: the courtyard, featuring the altar of burnt sacrifice, and the laver, the holy place, housing the table of showbread, the 7-branch golden candlestick, and the altar of incense, the most holy place, containing the ark of the covenant. You see, when you read the book of Psalms chapter 77, verse 13, the Bible says, your way, O God, is in the sanctuary. But we also know Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. The sanctuary, its articles and services are the simplest way God could dramatize the plan of redemption to his people. All the articles and the services of the sanctuary were pointing towards Jesus and the work of redemption. The altar of burnt offering symbolizes the sacrifice of Christ on Calvary. The laver show Jesus as the living waters. The 7 candlestick represent Jesus as the light of the world. What about the table of showbread? It symbolizes Jesus as the bread of life. The altar of incense, the righteousness of Christ mixed with the prayer of the saint. The ark of the covenant, the presence of God and the mercy of Jesus to those who breaks his law. The sanctuary, we know that at the court we are justified and we are sanctified in the holy place. And we believe that we will be glorified when all our forgiven sins are blotted out and when we come face to face with Jesus. And we know that will take place in the most holy place, so to speak. Now, it got a little bit interesting. When Moses was instructed to build the sanctuary, it was supposed to be according to the heavenly pattern. Exodus 25, verse 9, according to all that I show you, that is, the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all its furnishings, just so you shall make it. The sanctuary and its services were a model of the plan of salvation, and it was imperative that Moses build it according to the pattern showed him. The services in the early sanctuary foreshadows God's divine plan of salvation. Every sacrifice offered represents Jesus' sacrifice on the cross of Calvary. Throughout the sacrifice of Christ, we are free from the condemnation of sin. Forgiveness is ours. Our guilt is gone as we accept Jesus' sacrifice on our behalf and confess our sin. Jesus is not only the Lamb who died for us, but also the priest who lives for us. The key of Jesus as our high priest is to bring us the benefit of his sacrifice. He is the link between humanity and divinity. This is why Seventh-day Adventists believe that salvation is not just a method, but a person. And that person's name is Jesus Christ. May you see Jesus in a way that you have never seen before as we study this week the subject of the sanctuary and its services. And that is the nugget. Thank you for studying with me. I will see you tomorrow.